Welcome to Tree Talking Time, where we talk all things tree dogs, from the smallest fights to the largest hounds, treating squirrels to bears and everything in between. And from time to time, we might even run a little fast game.
Welcome back to another episode of Tree Talking Time. It's the end of the year. This is being released on December 27th, so I hope everyone had a great Christmas. Hope everyone has a safe New Year this coming weekend. And this week's just going to be a little low-key episode, probably a pretty short episode. So I hope you guys enjoy it. This episode is honestly for me, my wife, and our family more than it is for you guys. I mean, I'm happy to share it with you guys. It was inspired by Jason Doobie on the W podcast, podcast he did recently, maybe about a month and a half ago that he released. And so my special guest today is, what's your name?
Charlie.
No, say it nice and clear.
Charlie.
Charlie Sheets. Charlie is my son, my oldest son. How old are you, Charlie?
5.
But you've got a birthday coming up.
I'm going to be turning 6.
Are you excited?
Yes.
So, we're going to just talk about some of the Charlie's involvement in hunting and taking care of the hounds and kind of his take on things at this point in his life. So, Charlie started hunting with me 2 seasons ago. I'm very careful of where we go. We try to make sure that we have good trails, make sure it's always an enjoyable experience. I don't want to go to some of the nastiest, thickest places that I also hunt with him. So, and also because of his sleep needs, he doesn't go quite as often as he would like. Do you?
No.
You want to go every time I go, don't you?
Yes.
Do you remember the first time you went hunting?
When we went with Hunka.
Yes.
I was 3.
Yes, you were. And Uncle carried you on his back most of the night, didn't he?
Yes.
Do you remember last year when you and me took Rio and Puddles? And we shot a coon? That was the first time you saw one shot out?
No.
You don't remember that? And then we came back here and you were in the garage with me and I skinned it?
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
And what did you do?
I hid it. I didn't like it.
You hid behind the tractor, didn't you?
Yes.
Why'd you do that?
Because I didn't like the look of the skin and stuff. It was nasty when you took the bullet out of it.
Yeah, I showed you the bullet, didn't I?
It was kind of hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
It was like about this.
Yeah, it was real little. 22. Do you remember any of the squirrel hunts we've went on?
Only one time.
What do you remember?
When we went in fall.
Mm-hmm. Where'd we hunt?
Puddles.
Mm-hmm. Did you train any squirrels?
Huh?
Did you see any squirrels?
No, we didn't find any.
Puddles is real good at tree and den trees.
Where are den trees?
Trees that
Have a hole in it?
Yeah. This Puddles is more of a coon dog and doesn't get squirrel hunted very much.
We got a trainer.
Yeah, we do. So let's talk about our dogs. Who are our hunting dogs?
Rio, Fossil, Puddles, and Tippy.
And something I have not announced on the podcast, but I have made mention of it on different social medias, is we got a puppy not too long ago. She got here on Halloween, and her name is Tippy. She is a Faulkner cur, and she's from Steve Block, who was on the podcast earlier this last spring. So I'm excited to see what she does. She's still young.
She hunted, was there our other dog that did it? got a fox.
She didn't get a fox, bud.
It was probably maybe our other ones.
Why are you talking about a fox?
When you went hunting one time.
We never went after fox.
It was I wasn't there. It was one of
None of the dogs have ever went after foxes.
no, it's not our dog. It was one that we took one. It was Puddles' baby.
Oh, you're right. Yes, she did run a fox. You're right. We had Dolly back for a little while, and one night I took her out. She did run a fox. Mm-hmm. You have good memory, buddy. So who's your dog?
Puzzle.
Who else?
Puddles.
Yep. You like your girls, huh?
Yes.
And who's mine?
Billy and Rio.
Rio's a little rambunctious for you, isn't he?
One time he knocked me over.
I know.
That's why I'm not comfortable with those two.
I know. They're a lot better now. They're also a lot bigger.
They're huge.
They're not much bigger than anybody else.
Huge.
So
Billy's almost huge as Carter.
Bailey's bigger than Carter, bud. Bailey's bigger than you.
How?
She weighs more than you.
That doesn't mean she's bigger than me. I'm taller than her.
Yes, you're taller. So what do you like about going hunting?
Getting the coons.
Do you like going out during the daytime or the nighttime?
Nighttime. Because they're normally nocturnals.
Mm-hmm. Where do you typically go with me?
To someone's house.
Yeah, but what do we call that place?
The woods.
The duck farm?
Oh, yes.
And you met Mr. Paul, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
He's very nice and lets us hunt on his property. And it just so happens it's right next to your daycare where you go in the mornings, right?
Yes.
So every day when you go in there before school, we can see the woods we hunt.
Yeah. You could drive there, right? It's because you just get out of the barn, so you go straight over, and you go over here straight. Like you turn left, you go right, and you turn right. You go straight, then you turn left, and then you just stop somewhere, and then you go in the woods. You find him.
Pretty close. What did you get for Christmas last year?
Muck boots. No wait.
You got muck boots for, I think, Easter.
Yeah.
But what did you get for Christmas? You wore it last week to church.
Oh, the coon hat.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I like it.
Do you know who treed that raccoon?
You.
Well, not me. I shot it, but I didn't tree it.
Rio.
Mm-hmm. Rio treed that coon. Actually, he treed that coon the place where you and Unca hunted the first time you ever went. That's where we were. What do you like about going hunting besides the coon?
Can I do what I don't like doing in there?
Sure. What do you not like?
I don't like the weeds that are really spiky.
The briars?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of them.
Not too many people are.
And I'm not the fan of ticks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I took one off in the house, and I'm scared if it gets on me again.
Yep, we picked some ticks off of you.
And me. In the house. I got
know.
one off on my ear.
I know.
It was just crawling.
Mm-hmm. What do you like about your dogs?
That they're not really rough. I think the calmer people ones.
You like the ones that don't jump all over you?
Yes. I like the ones that are kind of calm. Fossil's our calmest one.
She is. Now, are you going to help me train Tippy?
Yes.
What are you going to do?
I want to put the coon tail out and see if she could get it.
So we have what's called a flirt pole that has a raccoon tail on it. And Charlie loves to play. Anytime we have puppies, Charlie loves to play with the puppies.
But this one's a big puppy.
She is.
Oh no, she's gonna drag me.
She might.
She's way stronger than me. Probably. What if she was running and then I couldn't walk, that she was just dragging me on the ground?
That would be silly.
Imagine if you were little and Bailey was crazy and that's what happened to you.
So.
Did that happen to you?
So when I was little, I had a dog named Zoe. And somebody kicked a ball. And Zoe went to chase it, and I had Zoe on a leash. And Zoe ran, and then she pulled the leash really hard, and it pulled me down, and then she drugged me.
Was it on the driveway?
No, it was in the grass.
Oh, if it was on the driveway, it would give you a boo-boo because you'd be skipping a little.
Yes, that would hurt. It still hurt, but...
How, in the grass?
Because I hit the ground pretty hard. I was standing up, and she pulled me from standing up, and I hit the ground.
How hard?
Pretty hard. Because I was not paying attention.
You were looking at different cars?
I don't know what I was paying attention to. What else do you want to hunt with the dogs?
Bears. I've been asking for weeks.
You do want to go hunt bears?
Just grizzly bears we're not going to do.
Correct. We're not going to go hunt grizzly bears.
We're only going to be on an airplane flying, then shoot it if we're in the air.
Oh, is that how we would hunt grizzly bears?
I would stand in there and then you would shoot it.
Okay. But we're talking about hunting black bears with the dogs.
Yes.
What do you think of Daddy's black bear?
Good. But I want a huger one.
Did it used to scare you?
Yes, when I was little. And one time when I was 5, it scared me like how it was doing this.
Buddy, they're listening. They can't see your face. What's it look like?
It has its claws out and it has its mouth open.
Mm-hmm.
Did it have a little tail?
Yes. All bears have little tails.
Oh.
You know how old you were when I killed that bear?
How old? Oh, I wasn't even born.
You were born. You weren't even 1 year old yet, though.
I was 0.
It was right before you were 11 months old. It was right before your first birthday. Because it was 5 years ago that I killed that bear.
5 years ago? That was a long time ago.
Anything else you want to talk about, buddy?
No.
Thank everybody for listening.
Thank you for listening.
To round out this episode, I just wanted to add some funny clips from this year, from memorable episodes that I just thought were really funny. In this clip, it's from episode 12 with Todd Jackson, calling song dogs. He was telling us a story about coon hunting when he was young, when he was just getting started running hounds.
One quick little story on that. We went in one time on a coon and I had to climb the tree because couldn't really get a good shot on it. And I get to the very top of the tree and couldn't see the coon. It's like, where's the coon? And the guys from the bottom could see it. And he goes, yeah, they're still above you. And I mean, I'm not big fir tree. And I mean, there's like 4 feet left of the tree. And I kind of reached around with my head. I had miner's hat on with a big light on it. And I looked, and the coon was looking down at me about a few feet away. So I shot him. And he hit me in the chest on the way down. And I almost fell out of the tree, which luckily I didn't. But.
The next story comes from the ever-famous Uncle Wayne. I'm not exactly sure if this is from episode 2 or episode 9. Both of them were with Wayne, so you just have to listen to both of them if you missed them.
But I'll tell you a little quick story. I had a treat a coon one morning before I went to school. And it was right up above the house. I went up after 22 rifle, and the coon sitting up in there, and I popped the coon out, and he fell down next to a log, and the dogs was pulling on him. And I run over there, and I picked that coon up, and he wasn't dead. I was trying to get, I didn't want that hide tore up, because that hide's worth $20, $25. That's a lot of money back then. That coon bit me in the leg right here, and the dogs was pulling the coon, and the coon is attached to my calf of my leg down here. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm not joking. If you look, see that place right there? That's why that coon bit me about 50-some years ago. That's where he sunk his tooth. See it? See that spot right there? It looks different from the rest of my leg. It's right in there. He stunk, and I had to take his .22 rifle and beat the dog off of him, beat him over the nose to turn the coon loose so I could get the coon off of my leg. And,
Only you.
and he was pulling on the coon, and the coon's holding to my leg.
In episode 30, Amy Thomas tells us a funny story about when her and her brother were hunting with their dad.
We had a dog named Glory, and Glory was like obsessed with my dad. So he had to go to the bath, and it wasn't one of those, where he just slide off. He was like, hold Glory's collar. Do not let go of it. So he goes off, and my brother and I are looking at each other, and all of a sudden my brother lets go, and he's like, no, Glory, no. And then and then we hear my dad, he's like, no, Glory, go away, Glory, go away.
Calvin Boutte, better known as the Cajun, tells us how he met his longtime friend Jimino in episode 35.
Him and Charles and I were going down the road with them dogs in dog boxes, And it was when we first met Jimino. We hardly knew him. We'd go meet him because he had such good dogs, and we were learning, And we're going down the road, and Jimino had his dog in the box, and Charles had his. And one of them dogs was barking. And, some of them dogs barking in the box. And Jimino went down the way. Jimino said, is that your dog barking in that box? And Charles said, well, it might be. He said, he don't usually bark like that. He said, damn, that dog's aggravating. So they kept going down the road, and that dog kept on barking. So Jimino kept complaining about how that dog was barking. And Charles said, well, look, pull this truck over. I'm going to go back there and make him shut up. And Jimino killed himself laughing. He said, don't touch that dog. He said, that's my damn dog barking. He said, I wanted to see if you knew the bark of your dog. That's the kind of stuff we had to put up with learning from Jimino.
When talking to Tyler Compton about the most recent world hunt win with Get Gone Jenna, he gives us the funny backstory of how Get Gone Jenna got the name Get Gone Jenna.
You competition guys like them wild ones.
Yeah, that's right. We do that. They're always action-packed. They're always doing something. They're always getting us in trouble. I mean, it's one of those things. Fast forward there, she's 6-7 months old, and I decide I'm going to take her hunting. And I take her that night. The reason, I'll back up again, kind of a funny story. So the guy who owned Banjo, he had a girlfriend at the time, and her name was Jenna. And they were kind of having some problems, and he was trying to figure out how to get her, get over it, get on with his life. Well, Shy thought it was hilarious. And this little female, he thought, I'm going to name her Get Gone Jenna. Back to her first night hunting her, get her out of the box. The other dog out that I'm hunting, and well, I get ready to turn loose, and this little female's gone. So I pull up my Garmin, and she's 1,000 yards. So I called Shy, and I said, Cheyenne, why did you name this dog Get Gone Jenna? He laughed. He said, what do you mean? I said, she is gone.
In episode 40, Jimmy Tipton has a close call with a bear in Stories from the Smokies.
As I was going into the tree, I could hear the bear chomping its teeth, snapping them and making that blowing, that noise like that. It's a big, humongous oak tree, and about 15, 18 foot is the first big limb, and it's sitting there humped up. And while I'm standing there at the base of that tree, I'm trying to get that one big old plot on Lee. And all of a sudden, the dog started raising, came barking. About that time, I just felt air just come right by my ear. And I turned my head and looked, and that bear had come down head first and had swooped at me and just barely missed me. You talk about squalling like a wildcat, buddy. I jumped up on the hill, I squalled.
And the last little clip is from Richard Bailey in episode 28, A Life with Leopard Curs. Richard talks about what a dog is really worth to him. Or at least this one particular dog.
I hunted with a guy, Ricky. He had a dog that was out of Nimrod and Ginger. I made a deal with him, and I traded a truck to him for this dog.
Not just a truck, a brand new truck.
Well, it wasn't quite brand new,
but pretty new.
Yeah, I wanted her pretty bad, and he knew he had me, so he got as much out of me as he could.
I hope you all have enjoyed these highlights from past episodes as much as I have. Thank you, everybody, for listening, for supporting this podcast this year. Thank you for all the support on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. I really do appreciate everything. All the shares, all the comments, all the messages. I really enjoy hearing from people. I enjoy hearing how you guys either know my guest or how maybe a guest an interview has impacted you or what you've learned. I've really enjoyed a lot of that. I've enjoyed all the guests, getting to meet so many great people. I look forward to meeting more people. It's been a lot of fun. One of the best parts about doing this podcast is getting to talk to so many different people from so many different walks of life with so many different types of dogs. I really thank everybody, and I just thank you guys. And I hope you continue to enjoy this podcast.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Tree Talkin' Media. And until next time, keep 'em talking in the timber.